Hey everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Tech Bites. On Tech Bites today, we are talking about Teachermatic. Stay tuned. So what is Teachermatic? Teachermatic is another AI-powered teacher tool that we're going to take a look at today, and it gives you lots of different types of generators that you can use to create content, to create questions, and to give yourselves just a little bit more to use in the classroom. So let's take a look at Teachermatic. So Teachermatic is a set of generators that are actually built on top of the GPT-3 technology. So those of you who are familiar with GPT, you can type in some information and it gives you a response to your question. Teachermatic uses that technology, but they've created a set of generators that basically put parameters on how the query is run through GPT-3. So they've got several different generators that use different search parameters in order to get the information back from the GPT-3 program in a way that's useful for teachers. So the first question is this free? And the answer to that question is not really. So I'm going to click on the pricing tab and you'll see that there are paid versions, paid plans for Teachermatic. Now, the free version, it says that it's suitable for trying out the platform and you could do 5 generations per day. And then it says access to all generators for a limited time. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that means that they are going to limit the free version a little bit more in the future. But as of right now, the free version gives you access to all the generators and you can do 5 generations per day. Now, I will say that I signed up for a trial account and I actually got this 30 generations per day. So I don't know if that's a trial that's going on right now, but I don't imagine seeing myself using this to create 30 different generations in any given day. That 5 generations per day is probably enough. So you can sign up for this for free. You'll see a button up here where mine says generators. Yours will probably say something like try it for free. Mine says generators because I'm actually already logged in. So this is what the generator page looks like. So you've got, and actually you can see up here at the top, it says you're currently using a free account will be limited to 150 generations per day. So I could use this a lot right now if I wanted to. But I wanted to just kind of run down through the generators here. I won't talk about all of them, but I just wanted to highlight a couple as we go through. So there are course planning generators, and then there are course activity generators. And again, each one of these is basically just a set of parameters that this Teachermatic site uses to query GPT to get an answer. So you've got things like lesson objectives, scheme of work, flashcards, course description, and one of the things that they are working on is actually doing what they're called meta generators, where they take multiple generators and put them together so that you could create multiple things, which is kind of interesting because really if you look at these course planning generators and even the course activity generators, you could technically use this to create an entire course. You could create the learning objectives for a math class. You could create the scheme of work. The scheme of work would basically just give you a set of, it's kind of like a syllabus is what that creates. But then we've got multiple choice questions, classroom questions. So if you wanted a set of questions to use to discuss with your students, I would say you could use this classroom questions to just kind of generate a set of questions. So I'm going to click on use. And this is what the generator looks like. It's very simple. So I'm just going to put in a topic of, I do this all the time, but I'm going to put in fractions. And you can tell it how many questions you want to generate, the type of questions that you want to generate, and then this actually has Bloom's taxonomy built into it, so we could say we want analysis and synthesis questions, and then there's a slider for complexity. So right now this doesn't go based on grade level, but you can adjust the complexity of your questions as you go. So I'm going to click generate. it's going to run its query. So like I said, right now it's using Chat GPT. It's using the GPT technology to create these questions. So here's just a set of simple questions. How can we diagram a fraction? How can we differentiate between fractions with different denominators? So these are fraction questions with a medium complexity that hit analysis and synthesis on Bloom's taxonomy. One of the other generators here that I think is really kind of neat is the rubric generator. So you could just put in the title of an assessment or the title of a project, and this will create a rubric for you based on what you put in. So I'm going to put in research paper. I know it's very, very simple, but you'll get the idea. I'll click on generate. And again, it's going to use the GPT-3 to create a research paper rubric. So here is our research paper rubric, and you can see down here at the bottom, you can just simply copy this. You can export it as a CSV if you wanted to put it into a spreadsheet, you could do that. But just a very simple little rubric for research papers. So if you like using rubrics but you struggle with starting them, this gives you a great start to a rubric. You can copy that into a document or into an Excel sheet, and you've got the beginnings of a rubric. We also have learning activities. We've got step by step, which breaks down a process or a task into steps. This generator right here creates a class debate. You've got discussion topics. There are just a lot of generators here that you can use to create, again, course planning information or also course activity. So if you're planning on doing a discussion in class and you don't really know exactly what questions you want to ask, that classroom questions generator will give you some questions right there that you can use to facilitate your class discussion. So again, Teachermatic, it's just teachermatic.com, and it gives you all of these generators built on top of GPT-3 to get information and content for your classrooms. Thanks everybody for taking a couple minutes to check out Teachermatic with me as we continue down this path of artificial intelligence and how it's impacting education for us and for our students. I encourage you to continue to look at the resources that are out there and make the most of them. I hope this video inspired you to do a little bit, just to take that next step to do what we can to provide our kids with the best education possible. Have a great week.